Welcome to the Before You Plan the Magic podcast. I'm Sam.
And I'm MK, and we're two travel agent besties on a mission to help you grow more confidence, creativity, and customer service within your travel business.
Like what you hear? Connect with us on Instagram at The Happiest Things Co. for more. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
It's been a while. We're joined today by the famous Walt.
Yes, Walter Dogsney.
Walter Dogsney. That's fabulous.
What we like to call him around here. Walter E. Dogsney. Oh gosh, who is about to knock over the entire table.
Well, okay. So MK has just come back from a trip and she stayed. This is my drum roll. I don't know if you can hear it. At the new Poly Tower.
I also stayed at Wilderness Lodge for a night, but that's less exciting.
Less exciting. So,
Yeah.
MK, give us the rundown of the Poly Tower. Walt's mad because he wasn't invited.
Me
He's
too,
mad
Walt.
about
Me
something.
too.
Hi, you're fine. You're good. Have a nice day, Walt. Is straight chaos this morning. New Poly Tower. So some unique insights for travel agents. It's a really great place to stay. I really enjoyed it. It is a bit, he's trying to lick my computer screen. It's a bit of a jaunt to the monorail, because you like, and I'm still trying to figure out if it's closer to the Grand Floridian monorail or the Poly monorail. Because it's kind of equidistant between the two, which is nice because now that whole walking path is open again. The views are astonishing. They're absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you stay in Poly Tower, there are 4 lounges that are like outside overlooking things that are only accessible to people staying in the tower. Like you can't be staying in any other Poly building and get access to them. You can't even get, if you get on the elevator, you can't even go up to like the 2nd or 3rd floor without wristband, like without Magic Band or card access. So that was really, really nice. Definitely a little closer to the boats. So we really enjoyed just taking a boat to Magic Kingdom and found that was much quicker. We did eat at Wailulu Bar and Grill, the restaurant that's there, and it's really, really good. I got the like tuna. They're basically like Asian nachos. So it was like, wonton crisps instead of like tortilla chips, and then like a wasabi sauce and stuff and edamame and stuff. But they were really, really good. I really enjoyed those. Josh got a burger he really enjoyed. He said it was a little spicier than he's typically used to, but he really enjoyed that. The room was really big. So we were in a studio. We weren't in a duo studio. Which duo studios are the ones that just have, the only place you can find them right now is Riviera in the Poly Tower, but they just have the Murphy bed that pulls down. So it's great for 2 people. But we were in a studio and one of the beds is a Murphy. So it's, popped up and there's a couch. And then the other bed is just like a regular bed. If you had both beds pulled down, it'd be challenging to use the kitchenette area just because of the layout of the room. But we didn't have the Murphy bed pulled down, so that wasn't a problem for us. But like because this, I guess like this is the first one they have dishes in terms of DVC options. And you can get the DVC options booking through a travel agent. You just have to it's a villa or studio or whatever. But this is the only one that has a microwave in it. And therefore the whole studio comes with dishes. Not a microwave, a dishwasher. My brain this morning is firing on half speed. But it has a dishwasher, so it comes with all the dishes. And then it has a mini fridge and a Keurig, and so yeah, it was really nice. The bathroom was, at least in ours, was a shower, and then like a big shower though. And then the toilet was like in a separate little closet situation, but it wasn't like some of them where like there's the vanities and then there's the toilet and the shower are in the same room. It was like the shower was right next to the vanities and then the toilet was in its own separate little closet, which is nice for smell purposes. So,
Sure.
yeah.
So, food wise, inside of the Poly Tower, kind of how is it set up? What can you expect to be able to like eat there in terms of meals and that kind of thing?
So, your only option is Wailulu Bar and Grill, which breakfast is quick serve, but it's just kind of like pastries and stuff. Yogurt parfaits would probably be the most protein heavy thing you could get. And then lunch and dinner are kind of walk up list based, which I imagine will go to reservations at some point, but I know they typically don't have those, at some of these like brand new openings for a while. So it was just walk up. But you can, I mean, it's not that far of a walk to to Captain Cook's. The way it's laid out, you basically like go around one building and you're right at where Captain Cook's and Trader Sam's is. So just to give you some ideas in terms of like the layout as it relates to the full Poly property. It would be really easy. I mean, we went to Captain Cook's multiple times. They do have a refillable resort mug Coke 360 machine available, like right next to the pool. And the pool is really nice and big. The Moana splash pad is really nice for kids. So it's easy to get to quick service food at the main Poly Tower. But really there or at the main Poly buildings, but there you're primarily looking at table service options.
Gotcha.
And then you can also get that to go. So it's kind of like it's quick service style, but table service pricing, if that makes sense.
That seems like it would be a good walk to the bus stop.
It's a little bit of a hike to the bus stop.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, it's a bit of a jaunt to the monorail. So I would be cognizant of that, especially for young families. Just that it might not be the best. I'm interested. I had a client staying there because they really wanted the villa option, and there were no villas available main Poly property. They only had them tower. So I would be interested to know their opinion on what that was like, but they only did Magic Kingdom and Epcot days. So that's something else to consider, is like what parks the families that or the people that you're working with are going to. We did Hollywood Studios one day, which was the only day we had to catch a bus. Every other day we caught the monorail, which was pretty simple. So
I feel like for Poly though, a lot of times there is going to be walking involved because there's not rooms in the main building like there are at like Grand Flow.
So, and Grand Flow is only club level. So one thing to keep in mind with that, and this is one thing that I actually like to talk about with some of my clients, is hurricane season and where you're booking during hurricane season, because my my top resort stay like recommendations shift a little when it's hurricane season. Beach Club and Yacht Club are great. But I don't recommend Boardwalk because all the quick service, like all food options, are outside there. For Wilderness Lodge and Animal Kingdom Lodge are great because all the food options are inside. And then Coronado Springs, Grand Destino Tower is great. But Poly Tower might be a little better than main Poly, but you're not going to have those options right in your building unless you're staying at Grand Floridian club level, and then at Poly, unless you're in the Poly Tower, you can go right down. I mean, Wailulu is like connected to it, so you can go down there and get food. It's just going to be on the pricier side.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's interesting. That's a good point because like Coronado, which I really love Coronado. I was pleasantly surprised when I stayed there, but that's true. Like there's not going to be any food near you if you're out in like the casitas and the not in the tower.
well, and
Basically.
it's really a consideration too. Just when you think in terms of hurricanes, which I guess that I'm really the only one out of the three of us that lives in a hurricane heavy zone. So, the other thing that I like about the options I mentioned is that they have those interior doors. If you're in a hurricane situation and the wind speeds are super high, I would feel very uncomfortable being in one of those buildings where it's me and then the outside, and there's and I know like you're going to be dealing with that on the outer wall of your hotel, but for some reason it just feels a little safer to me that way. And those structures are often a little bigger, so those are some hurricane considerations too. But yeah, Coronado Springs is just so big that in Caribbean Beach, I'm like, get snacks regardless, because you're not going to want to have to walk to the main building if you want a snack.
Yep. I mean, if you're close to the pool, then that's an option. If it's open, like the little pool bars open, they have lots of food over there, but of course their hours are different. You're not going to get breakfast over there.
Right. Yeah. So, and like, these along with transportation options are all important things to keep in mind, like, and give as pros and cons to clients. And I've started kind of telling them, like, my personal recommendation out of all 5 of these, I think all 5 are good options for you, but my personal top recommendation would be X. And here's why. And hurricane season is definitely something I keep in mind when making considerations like that.
Well, we're glad that you're back, MK, that you made it back home safely.
And that you had a good trip.
Yes,
Mhm.
me too. Me too.
And with that, I guess we will see you guys on Wednesday. So have a great today and tomorrow, and we'll see you Wednesday.
Happy Monday, everyone.
Happy Monday.
Thanks so much for listening to Before You Plan the Magic, a podcast with a mission to help you grow in confidence, creativity, and customer service within your travel business.
Like what you hear and want to connect on a deeper level? Join us on Instagram at the Happiest Things Collective.